Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is hautemesstom. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are new here, I am all month long trying to use every piece of makeup that I own. And basically what's happening is every time I use an article of makeup, a piece of makeup, I put it in a box and then I can't use it again until I've used that whole category. And my channel is really focused on loving my collection as it is and also being critical of new makeup releases and my own collection. So if that sounds like a lovely kind of content for you, hit that subscribe button, and we appreciate likes on this channel. Updates for those of you. I will throw footage of the drawers into this video for you. It's a special day, only because what's happened is I've already gone through my bronzers now twice. So I did pull out my bronzers, except for the Tom Ford, which I used yesterday. This will be the second time I've run through my concealers. Like today will be the second time I've run through my concealers, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked about it. And what else is happening? I'm down to 2 blushes and I can see the end of my lip product. Yesterday, I incorrectly tried to inform you. Will it be better with these lights on? I'm gonna turn them on. I mean, they add some ambiance to this, but you know, I'm not all the way over there today. I incorrectly informed you that I will be able to successfully complete all of my eyeshadows. And then I opened my Pat McGrath drawer and I was like, there's 5 more. Like I pulled out items that I think are all gonna work together, but like, I gotta be honest with you, I'm very tired today. And it's not like, you know, the other day I was like feeling sad and my emotions, I'm just like tired today. So it's not that I don't have it to do, I just am a little bit sleepy. So today I wanted to play with the Jackie Aina palette. This is one of 2 Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes that I still own. And I really like this palette. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's stunning. I am excited to play with it. I've played with it a couple of times. The quality is great. The quality is so good. And every time I use it, I'm like, we gotta remember to use it more. You know, it could go a number of ways. Like I could really try to make something very extravagant looking on my eyes. I just think that the weekdays where it's like a Wednesday as I record this, it's not that I don't have, it's like I'm a little bit tired today. So we're gonna go with another elegant, simple look. As I have been so often, I'm priming with the MAC Paint Pot and Painterly to prep my eyes. I'm sure this is probably happening to everyone else that works like office, not retail jobs, but like office jobs. It's like we're in that like last hurdle where like, well, my job is like considerably slowing down right now, and I just know from like now until the end of the year it's gonna be like a lot of like looking at the wall which is exciting. And obviously when there is work to do, I will be doing the work. I'm not just like trying to sit around in my house, you know. But like there comes some times where you're just like sitting at your work computer and you're like, I sure am sitting here. Today I chose joy by making fried chicken for myself for dinner. So we love to see it. We love to hear it. That brought me joy today. What brought you joy today? Genuine question. Would love to hear in the description, not in the description, the comments down below, how things are going. Yesterday, this is probably why I'm tired. TBQH. Because I like recorded 2 videos and then I worked out after recording the videos. And then I think I started editing a video last night. I didn't finish editing it until today, but like the grind was real. I also, again, I would like to say that I don't really like love household culture. Like that's not something that I truly want to participate in. I'm just saying it's like, it's been the MO. So I'm not proud of that fact. Okay, let's take a look. This is the Jackie Aina palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Something that was like unjustly overlooked, very quickly overlooked by the brand. I haven't spent a lot of time with it. And what happens is whenever I do spend some time with it, I choose the same colors, which always has the potential to happen. So there's some shades there on my hairy arm, but I literally just used a shade like that yesterday. I really liked my eye look yesterday. I liked it so much. I think it reflected in how I reacted, but I like really liked it. I thought it was so pretty. There's also a purple in here. I don't know. I'm not feeling purple today. I also have, I think, quite a few purple palettes like on their way in this project, so I'm gonna stay away from that. I can keep it rosy and pinky, or I can go with like the brown grungy shades. So what I'm gonna do is probably that, and then do a sparkly shade on the lid. Probably sponsored. Well, sponsored. Yeah, well, okay, we'll do sponsored because it's green. It's not the same color that I did yesterday, because I think Lituation looks really similar to the shade I had on the lids. A little darker, but like similar concept. Because this palette was rightfully and obviously designed with deeper skin tones in mind, I'm gonna take on a very fluffy brush the shade Ginger and try to use that as my transition. And I think that could be a reason why I like this. I think just like blush, I like things with are more pigmented, that like are gonna show up on deeper skin tones. And I like that for my skin tone. I just like the punch of color. I mean, this is working perfectly. This is beautiful. I don't know about you. I don't know how you guys are all feeling about Anastasia Beverly Hills, but I think ever since the Norvina offshoot brand, I like haven't really been into it as much. This color story really spoke to me, and it's like also, I kind of bought this, like, to be quite honest with you, it's like I thought it was really a dick move to like release this palette and then move on so quickly from it. I was working at Sephora as this was released, because it was like, this was released, like, and then Amrezy came right after it, and then they bumped Amrezy for Carly Bybel, and then the Carly Bybel palette. Is it Carly Bybel or Bybel? And I've heard it said both ways. I really don't watch any of these people's content, so I like don't know how to pronounce any of their names. Anywho, it just seemed really wrong to me that they would, it just felt like they were like breezing over a black woman and her palette. They're like choosing not to push it. It just felt very pointed. And then especially with like the year that followed, like this was like 2019 when this was released, and then 2020, it just was like, well, that doesn't look good, does it? I can't tell if the shade Edges is any deeper, but we're gonna do that a little bit like as a crease, but not really a crease. We'll try it. It is in fact deeper. This palette's flipping good. It's good. I like didn't like Modern Renaissance, and it had nothing to do with the quality of Modern Renaissance. That like never did it for me. Like I still own my Subculture palette because I really liked it, but it doesn't perform like this. This stuff, these powders just like meld into the skin. They're just very gorgeous. They're just so pretty. Now I'm gonna take the shade Credit, which is like a darker, a brown, and I'm just gonna keep that like right here. Like almost like no work required to blend these. Now that I'm using it and it's going so well, and I've used this maybe like 3 times since I bought it. I bought it in 2020, and I bought it like for a steep discount on Anastasia's website. I don't know. I would say if you can get your hands on this palette and you are like into this color story and will use it a lot, I think this is it's incredible. And like the color story, you can, like I said, you could go like with the rosiness and the purples, or you could go with like the neutrals over here. I think I'm gonna put Sponsored all over the lids. I'm gonna put down some glitter glue. Okay, Sponsored. Oh my God. I'm like saddened that I don't use this more, because this is gorgeous. This whole experience using this palette right now has been such a delight. And it's unfortunate that like Anastasia seems to be like, people seem to feel very hit or miss about the releases, because I mean, like honestly, like any brand, like when it gets done right, it gets done really right. But like, this is like I want every eyeshadow palette I use to feel like this. This wasn't hard to put together. The color it's Sponsored to use on my lid is like beautiful and intriguing. It makes me look like I did a lot more than I did. Like it's beautiful. Like it's like really doing the work for me. I'm gonna put Trust Issues in the inner corner. Honestly, this might be the look I've done every time. I definitely remember doing it with a wing once, but I don't know if I used these same colors. I may have used the purples. Yeah. I no lie, whenever I was thinking about this earlier today, I may have worn more makeup in the past 15 days than I like have worn all year. Just like in like the amount, like just the sheer amount of makeup that I've been wearing. That's it. That's our, well, I'm probably gonna do some drop shadow, but so right now, we're done with the Jackie Aina palette. Okay, so some decisions had to be made because the only concealer I had left to cycle through a second time was this. So we're gonna try the Lancome Tinty Dole. But another thing that has happened is that all of my favorite primers are already back in the bin. So we're gonna be trying the Mcgrath Primer. So it could be curtains for a couple products today. It could be curtains for them in my collection, depending on how today goes. We've already talked about the Mcgrath Primer. I don't know that this is bad enough for me to declutter, but if I keep it, it would be what I would use every time I wear makeup until it was gone. The smell is weird. We're gonna try the Tinty Dole again from Lancome. Try that on the skin. And if we recall, last time I was like, it like looks okay, but it's like, it's just like, just not quite it. I don't remember what primer I used the last time I used the Tinty Dole. It may have been the Hydro Grip primer, but I don't remember. But I'm already really I like the way this looks a lot better than I remember liking it the last time. It's not that it looked bad last time. I just remember feeling like it wasn't 100% it. Yeah, I think that like perhaps what happened was the primer I used was like not the best. Also, now that I've like shimmied down my foundation collection a little bit and I'm like using products that I like, this is feeling like something that I definitely like. And I've always liked the Tinty Dole. I think I'm gonna want to finish this bottle. I think it looks really good. The Too Faced concealer, the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I ended up picking this foundation because this was gonna be the concealer that we were using today, because this is like more high coverage and I feel like the Tinty Dole has enough coverage to support this concealer. I don't normally like press my concealer in with my fingers, but doing it for this project has been quite delightful. Like I've been really enjoying just like blending things out with my finger. All right, I'm going to set with the Chantecaille under the eyes. Laura Mercier to set the rest of my face. This is feeling like a very Instagram look with the amount of coverage I have going on. Contouring real quick with Rodial. I swear to God, if there is not pan in this at the end of this project, something's wrong. I've been posting like every 5 days. I'll try to post like a roundup of my last 5 looks from messmas. And what's been interesting is that you guys seem to really like the natural looking beats, which like honestly a relief. Because like sometimes I get like worried that like I'm not doing like enough, you know, pushing myself as much as a makeup artist as I probably could. I guess if you guys are trying to follow along at home, why would you want to do the really hard stuff? Like why wouldn't you want to do that? And it's not that I don't think any of you have the capability to do like the other weirder stuff that I have done. I guess I get it. Like this is the kind of look that if I was watching like watching on YouTube, I'd be like, oh yeah, I want to do that. And like be inspired this way. Obviously I'm using the Burberry Warm Glow #1. I didn't even like introduce it. It's it's like, it knows it's on the way out and I know it knows it's on the way out. We all know that it's on its way out at the end of this year. And that's okay. She served us well. And she still works great as a bronzer, but it's her time. It's really her time. For blush day, I'm gonna be using my final Pat McGrath blush that I own. And this is the shade Paradise Venus. It's like this beautiful, I thought it would go really well with like the readiness of the Jackie Aina palette. And I'm gonna use that very fluffy brush again and just do some tapping. Hopefully you guys can see that. I feel like in some of the videos I like have been like, oh, I love the pigmentation of this blush, and then I like turn my face and you can't really see it. But this one, I hope you can see this one because this one definitely has more of a punch than some of the others I've used. there's that beautiful color. And then for highlight today, we'll be using the Pat McGrath Labs Define Rose highlight. That would play well today. Although now that I'm like, yeah, that should be fine. That's like one thing that I've always kind of struggled with in makeup, is that I like never know what highlights are gonna look good with a look. Like, unless I'm like, today's a green look and I'm gonna use a green highlighter with today's green look. Sometimes I get a little overwhelmed and I like will accidentally pull like a cool toned bronzer for a warm look. And I'm not saying there's any rules to that, but like you can tell though whenever it happens. Look at this. I'm pretty sure the Pat McGrath highlighter I used yesterday is pressed. This one's definitely baked. It's beautiful and you get like more impact. Woo out the bam. I think that's it for complexion today. I'm gonna spray my face real quick and then we will come back with lip, which we might do a glitter lip just to use a glitter. Oh, I'm gonna do drop shadow really quick. I'm just gonna take the shade Credit, which is the darkest shade I used, and just run it under there real quick. Now I'm gonna spray my face, come back with mascara on, still using the Fetish Eyes, and then we will do lips. We'll do lips, okay. So I pulled this shade. I don't think I like that. Do we like a red lip for this? Is a red lip good? I'm gonna try this on. This is YSL Rouge Pour Couture 01. I don't know how I feel about this. The lip is looking really fluorescent on camera, and it is like a bright red lip, but it's not fluorescent. I don't know why it's reading this fluorescent. I think that's today's look. Let me pull you in for some skin. So we're definitely more matte today, but that's a result of both the concealer and the foundation that I've chosen. The cheek is gorgeous. This eye, so elegant, simple, and gorgeous. Okay, now's the time in the video where I review briefly everything with you, how I used it, like what I thought about it as I used it. So if you're new here, I mostly just kind of breeze past anything that has already cycled through my collection once, and then we kind of really talk longer about things that I haven't used yet in this project. So the Jackie Aina palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This was a treat for me to use today. I think hopefully that read to you as I was using it, because I really enjoyed using this palette today. Gorgeous color story, like very into like this half of the palette over here. Like this still has its like time and place, but like this is like where my heart sings really. And like I just, it's a shame that I don't play with this more. Like, it's a shame that this is not really normally on the forefront of my mind, because it is so, the packaging, A1. Maybe my favorite Anastasia Beverly Hills packaging is this. It's gorgeous. This is stunning. And then the products inside of it are also stunning. It's just a great product. Again, it's one of those things that like, if you ever thought about it and you really wanted to try it, and if it's still on sale, I think this is a great buy. I think it's a great buy. Would do it again. The Pat McGrath Primer, again, it just, right now, like I think it does do good things. Like I think it does prep my skin rather well, but not in like the visible feeling way that I think some of the other things I use. So I don't think it warrants tossing it. Like I don't think it, not tossing it, but I don't think it warrants like giving it to a friend or anything like that. Like I think that I can finish this and it won't be like a struggle. Like me trying to finish the Milk Hydro Grip Primer would be a struggle and I would not enjoy any of it. I think my foundations look really good on this, and well, on the Milk I did not. So I think this is something I can like definitely power through. I think that like in the new year, whenever this will just be like, I will use this primer until it's gone, like real quick. I also plan on wearing makeup more. I've been having such a great time putting on makeup. Like this has been very therapeutic for me, like getting to put on makeup this often. Like it's just like reminds me of the joy that makeup brings to me in my general life. And working from home and like not seeing people as much this past couple years has really, you know, distracted me from my love of beauty. And so it's been really nice to kind of steal that back from the ether. The Tenty Dull It looks good. It's just like what I want to wear? No. All the time? No. But it is a nice foundation. And I think the match is like, it's really good. Like, I think the match is really good. Like, I don't look as deep as I like look sometimes whenever I wear makeup. I like it. I don't love it, but it definitely feels like something that I wouldn't mind finishing. Like, having in my collection, as long as I'm keeping my foundations. I don't know how many I have right now, but I think like there are a couple that I'm almost done with. I'm gonna bang those out real quick at the beginning of next year. And then I only plan on really having 4 foundations at most in my collection at any given time. And hopefully these foundations are like providing me with different things, like different needs. That's like my dream. Maybe 5, but I don't want any more than 5 at any given time. I like it enough. So we're gonna put it back in the bin. I didn't like this concealer as much with the Tenti Dole foundation as much as I liked it with the NARS foundation that I first used it with. It is seeming like less and less like this is something like it is a necessary thing, but I do think it looks really good today. It is definitely a little more drying than my favorite concealers that I have, but it is a beautiful full coverage matte concealer. It just is like my taste has changed a little bit, but I think this will be handy to have because it plays so well with the NARS, and the NARS foundation is definitely something that we'll see the other side of this project. So I think it does have a place, but I do have a backup of this that I've never opened, and I'm wondering if it might be smart of me to pass that along. And I know they make mini sizes of this now, which might be smarter for me to keep a mini of this on hand instead of having a full size, because this one's almost done. So that's just like something for me to consider before I open the new one. Burberry Warm Glow #1. I don't have much to say about it. We warmed, we bronzed. And again, if you're new here, this has been with me for 6 years, and so at the end of this year, I am decluttering it, but I might keep the packaging. I love the Pat McGrath Blush formula. This isn't the first one I've talked about in this project. This color in particular is like very, very pretty. I think my favorite might go Desert Orchid, this one, and then Electric Bloom. Electric Bloom is also still very beautiful. It is just not as wearable for someone with my skin tone. So, but this was it worked really well today. Like it was seamless. It was part of the, we look good. The Divine Rose Glow highlighter situation from Pat McGrath. Subtle, feels just incredibly delightful. I do think that this is a highlight that is too deep for me, but depending on what the situation is with the rest of my face can leave like a cast when I'm looking straight ahead. But for today's look, it worked really well because I think we were a little bit more on the deeper end of like eyeshadow and other things to like really play along with this. So this is beautiful and it's staying in my collection. It does remind me, I'm gonna pull it out just so I'm not, just to prove to you that I'm not crazy, or hopefully prove to myself. So I have Show Gold from MAC, and they do appear very similar, but there is a difference though. This has little micro glitters or like larger pieces of mica in it, and so I think it's different enough to keep both. But I will tell you, if I had to keep one, I would probably keep the MAC one over this one, but this one's very beautiful and very subtle and like lip from within kind of situation. This YSL lipstick, this is in holiday packaging, but everything about this was wonderful. It is comfortable. It has like a vinyl sheen. It blended, like it just worked really good. Now, is it gonna be transfer proof? No, but it looks really good. It's high impact. It's comfortable. It's a beautiful red lip. 100% something I would wear again. I think it made my teeth look whiter. Like, I think it did everything it was supposed to. I don't know that it works with this eye, but I don't know it doesn't work with this eye. So, loved everything about this. It makes me think, would I like to have more? Or like have another shade in this? But no, I do want to try some, I have some bullet lipsticks in the future that I would like to purchase. We'll talk about them in an upcoming video, but it's not off the tables. This is really nice. I really like the finish. I like everything about this. I would love to spend some time at a Sephora and look at these. Not that I haven't looked at these lipsticks for a very long time in a Sephora before, but this time I'll be doing it not looking for someone's perfect nude and just like looking for shades that attract me to them. So yeah, this was a real win. This was a real win. This was number 1 of the Rouge Per Couture. That wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If this is the kind of content you'd like to see, in the description box below, I'll have the playlist of all of the days of me trying things. They are getting progressively shorter as the month goes on because I have less and less new things to talk about and like discuss in depth. I appreciate you so much for watching. I also have a Patreon if you want to see more content from me. Lots of content coming out of this house this month. So I appreciate you so much for watching and spending time with me. Again, I appreciate likes on this channel. Love to have you subscribe, and remember to follow your haute. And you will find me. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Thank you. Bye, friends. Hi, let's go through these Joe-Ras. Okay, so here's a little one. My clothes are put away. Thank God for that. This is stuff that has already been cycled through that I can pull from again. And I put this in here. I've used it a couple times throughout this, and it's there if I need it. We're going to go through well, after today, or after tomorrow's video, we'll be out of primer, so we'll pull all of those again. Bronzers, foundations. All right. And then let me pull the box into frame. This is how that's going. This is why I don't lift it up anymore. Okay, it's getting really heavy. Ugh. Okay. And here are the drawers. This top drawer isn't looking much better now, is it? Okay, well, there's that. But some of the stuff I use regularly. Like, obviously, these are regulars. This is a regular. The black eyeliners are regulars. These liners I still need to use. I really don't know what I want to do with those. And the glitters. Okay. The Pat McGrath drawer, we're down to 5. We had more. I don't know what I'm going to use. I just don't know. I just don't know, y'all. And the lip drawer, this is where the foundations used to live. This is stuff that I'll just pull this to make it more empty, but that's a backup of foundation. We're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 6, 7. We're down to 7. The gloss should probably live in there. Okay. And then in this drawer, this is where all my cheek stuff is. So we have 3 Ritual de Fille highlighters left. 3 powder highlighters left. Apparently I have a lot of highlighters. Fenty highlighter in here. Only 2 more blushes to go. I'll pull this out just so it's less confusing. It's not part of the project. All right, and then the eyeshadow drawer down here. Here we are. A lot of Natasha Denona left. A lot of other things left too. Here, I don't know what I want to use tomorrow. What if I layered that? Let's do, I love this palette, I really do. I think for tomorrow, we'll do Colored Rain. And then I think this glitter on top of this gold shimmer would be really pretty, or even on top of that one. So I think that sounds like a good plan for tomorrow. All right, let's see. Then, I've never done this on camera before. We'll pull this blush. And we'll do the Fenty highlighter. All right, that's a start. That's a pink lip. That's the lips where it's getting hardest kind of right now. Trinket from Sugar Pill would be okay. 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 I think that'll be good for tomorrow. There you go. You saw my drawers. See you tomorrow.